This podcast is recorded at the studios of Talk Radio Europe on Spain's Costa del Sol. Welcome to Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray. Episode 20, baby!
Gosh, it doesn't seem like we've done 20 episodes, does it?
It's weird, isn't it? Time flies when you're having fun, as they say.
And we are having fun.
Well, yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Chatting with each other. We still like each other, so it's kind of fine.
Yes, and there's a few people that have stopped us, not quite in the street, but they have mentioned that they are enjoying the podcast as well, which is great.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that people are finding it useful, because that's the idea. A bit of fun and quite useful.
And people have said we've evolved over time as well, which is nice.
Yeah, well, we got older.
Yeah, that's true. We're all evolving, aren't we?
We're 20 episodes older.
Yes.
Maybe we should measure our age in episode. No, actually, that'll make us much older than we are.
Yeah, exactly. That won't work. That's silly. Last week when we recorded the episode, it was Sunday. We always record on a Sunday. So it was before the Euros final, Spain v England. And we were excited.
We had much hope at that stage, and that was dashed.
Yes. Same old, same old. I mean, I thought England played well, just not as well as Spain.
Problem is, England have got through to each round by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
Literally last-minute overhead kicks, last-minute goals, and it nearly happened again, actually, and they nearly equalised in the last minute. That header should have gone in. But, yeah, I think Spain were the team of the tournament. They played better than anybody, obviously, because they won it. And I don't think England were quite up to their standard, really.
No.
We had all the players that would appear off paper that we should be winning everything in sight. And once again, they didn't perform together. There was a bit of controversy again because Southgate didn't put the substitutes on earlier, and England sat back when they equalised and then got that last-minute goal against them with no time to get one back. So, unfortunately, it hasn't come home, but it has.
Yes, it has, because, well, home is Spain.
So Spain brought it home to us.
Exactly. Well done, Spain. Congratulations. Have to say, there was lovely atmosphere everywhere we went. We were in the Hogan Stand watching it, and we were obviously supporting England. We had England tops on, but there were lots of people that were supporting Spain. But everyone was friendly. We didn't see any trouble.
Oh, yeah. Everybody cheered when their respective goals went in. Because they have TVs outside at the Hogan Stand, there was a big crowd of Spanish just standing outside in the street watching the game, and they were jumping up and down, obviously, when they scored and when they won. And there was a great atmosphere on the way home. We walked home wondering what the atmosphere would be like with us in our English tops, but we were clapping the cars as they went past, beeping,
exactly.
And people were high-fiving each other, and we got high-fived on the way back. So yeah, great atmosphere.
There were some young lads that were jumping in the pools and the fountains in the centre of San Pedro.
Yes, not sure they're allowed to, but they were very happy, to say the least.
Yeah, good for them. And it was amazing to see that Wayne Rooney watched it at the Clubhouse.
Yes, he and Colleen. They were at the Clubhouse in Portobanús, La Sala's new venue.
They've had some big people in there. It was good to see. And I saw someone do a mini interview with him and ask him who he would put on and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they've done that a lot, actually. They've asked lots of people. And it's amazing the different teams that people would put out. So it just goes to show that everybody has a different team in their head that they would play.
It's a hard job. It's easy to sit back and criticise Southgate, but...
Well, we did.
Yeah, see what we did, yeah. But now he's resigned. Do you reckon he heard us?
I think he might have.
Yeah, he actually resigned. It's quite a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he messaged you.
Yeah, he said, I take on board what you said, PJ, and yeah, I'll step down.
Okay. Has he put your name forward?
He has. I'm not sure how much chance I've got.
No. Good luck.
Thank you.
The following night, I went to Starlite again to see Take That. I didn't hear anyone have a bad word to say. We met some people that had been to see them at the O2 only like a month or so previously, which is obviously a much bigger venue, allowing them to do a much more grand concert. But people said the one at Starlite was so much better.
Yeah, it's amazing to see these big, and I'm talking big names coming to Starlite. I mean, of course, we've had the usuals. What's his name?
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin's a regular, isn't he?
George Benson used to be a regular.
So,
Tom Jones done it.
Yeah, so they've done it a few times. To get big acts like Take That and The Course, who are huge, it's amazing.
They were so good. It was hit after hit after hit. There was only one song, one of their newer songs, that I wasn't that familiar with. All the rest, I was singing my heart out. They really paid tribute to Spain. It was really nice. They came on stage with the basket full of goodies. They had a Spain flag, an Andalusia flag. Gary put on these glasses with the Spain flag, looking absolutely ridiculous. They were drinking sangria and they sung This Life, and they kind of said, oh, it's some life you've got here. And it was really well done. Obviously, all the Spaniards loved that.
Yeah, and I did see a really odd headline, and I think it was in one of the expat papers over here, that just said traitors. And I just thought, yeah, the headline was traitors because they wore their Spanish gear and they were talking about Spain. And I just thought that was bizarre.
That's trying to create a rivalry when there isn't one.
No, exactly. Everybody was really good-natured and, everybody mixing together and everything. So I don't think the UK press and occasionally a few of the expat press here particularly like it when the English and Spanish get on so well. They try and create this sort of situation that's not there.
It's the British press, I think, more than anything, because they're coming up with all the headlines. Spain don't want you, with all the tourist situations.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Go to countries that want our money and tourism and all that. It's ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Tuesday night, it was our last choir Del Sol singers meet up for the summer. We always have the summer off because so many people are away. So we all stayed and had some food at Atalaya, which is where we meet every week for the choir. They do really good pizzas, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm not part of the choir. I mean, I'm a very good tenor, but I opted not to do the choir because I just got too much on.
You said that really seriously, like people will all believe you.
Yes, I can't sing.
Oh, you can. You've got better.
What, with age? Like a good wine?
Yes, exactly. You can.
I'm more of a grand reserver now, am I?
We do karaoke at home sometimes when we've been out, sometimes when we haven't been out. We do karaoke, just the two of us having a few drinks. I love it. It's great fun.
Yes. It is fun for her. That's correct.
You always pick the songs for me. You go, do this one, do this one. I'm like a performing monkey.
Yes. Now get on with the podcast.
Conor McGregor, he was here this week. He was at Clubhouse by Sala. Before that, he was at Hard Rock Hotel doing the press conference. What was he talking about then?
So he's promoting the first ever bare knuckle fighting in Spain, and that's happening in October. So ahead of that, he was here to really talk about that and promote that.
And he arrived in style, didn't he?
He certainly did. He arrived in a huge yacht into Puerto Banús, just stood there in typical Conor McGregor
Fashion,
that's the word I'm looking for. Just waving and almost sticking his fingers up at people as they were looking on at him. He just sat there, with his legs crossed on his boat, looking at people, looking at him. He had quite a flashy suit on, didn't he? A pink checked suit on. Yeah. He was typical Conor McGregor. He just walked around with arrogance, head held back, looking half in the air, nose in the air type of thing, and swagger.
It's funny because I was like, oh, what a shame. And you said, well, no, that's what people expect with him. Because when he did the meet and greet at the Clubhouse, we saw lots of photos and videos and we know people that were there, and he kind of walked through, waved and...
Just about waved. They just sort of acknowledged that people were watching him.
Yeah. And I said, did he not kind of spend time with people? And you're like, well, no, he never does that. Yeah. It would be weird if he sat down and went, oh, hi, guys, how are you?
Yeah, tell me about your life. Yeah. It's like, no, that's not Conor McGregor.
So people got what they hopefully expected.
To get a dirty look from him as he walks past is great. He's done his job. Yeah. You paid for what you wanted to see. Yeah, it's a real coup to have someone like that turn up.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Macaao this week, Macaao Beach Club, which is between Barbillon and El Ancla.
The Linda Vista, Guadalmina side of San Pedro.
Yeah. And it was really nice, I have to say. The staff were lovely, and I recognised two of the staff. There was a guy who used to work at Guayaba, and then one of my favourites, the lady from Urban, who worked at Urban for many, many years. So it was really nice to see familiar faces, and she was like, oh, Hannah, what are you doing here? So that was really nice. The beds are €25 on the beach, single beds, but you have a mattress, so they're nice and comfy, which makes a difference if you have back issues or anything else.
It's Belgian owned, isn't it?
Yeah, Belgian owned. They've got an interesting menu. They've got lots of salads and starter type things. So my friend and I shared a few things, which was lovely. The main courses are quite pricey, I have to say.
Yeah, it's sort of luxury beach club end prices, which I was a bit surprised at. I mean, it's a very comfortable, nice place.
But it does well.
Well,
I mean,
it has
people pay it.
Yeah, I think because they appeal to a certain demographic.
Yeah, there was a lot of Dutch and Belgian.
Yeah, they're not really going after the expats in terms of the English expats.
No.
So, yeah, they obviously have a niche market and people are willing to pay the prices. And the same here with lots of things, you know, property rentals, everything. If people are prepared to pay the prices, then the prices will remain the same or go up.
Yeah, it's worrying, really. We went to the grand opening of Balagan. We've been to Balagan a couple of times. We went last weekend, I think, had a cocktail to test it out.
On the pod a few times.
Yeah, it looks really nice. So we thought we'd check out their grand opening. Not so grand, was it?
No, disappointing is probably the word. Now, this isn't to do with the venue. The venue is fantastic and it's not going to stop us going. So just be clear. And we will go and we will try the food and we will...
We did try the food. We loved the food. In fairness, we had sushi. It was really, really good.
Yeah, actually it was. Very nice.
Really good. So definitely, and the food came out really quickly.
The drinks, however, I don't know what happened. Basically, it looks like they had about 2 12-year-olds running the bar. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, and if you are 13, then I apologise. They just didn't have staff. No, and you don't have a grand opening without any staff. That's just silly, because straight away, people's opinion of your establishment is going to be negative.
Yeah, and it's a shame because it's a great place. They had a DJ on the beach.
Yeah, but I was, again, confused at that. So it was a very young DJ. And he was surrounded by his very young friends. And when I say young, I mean, I'm talking sort of 17, 18, 20s. 19, 20 maximum, yeah. So that was a big crowd of that. But the establishment isn't really geared up for 20. They're not attracting 20-year-olds. The prices on them and then types of food they do and all that sort of thing is gearing up for a slightly older crowd. So there seemed to be a bit of a, I don't know, worlds apart in terms of what they were doing.
Yeah.
They need to figure out their place in the market and go for that. But as I said, we will go back. We were just very disappointed that particular evening.
Yeah, we'd finished our food and then our friend went up and said, look, we've eaten our food. We still haven't had our drinks yet.
I think she served herself, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did in the end, yeah. When you're having a grand opening, make sure you've got enough staff.
And just one extra point. I'm a Côte de Provence lover. It's my favourite rosé. And I was very pleased to see that they did it by the glass.
Yeah, however, really unusual.
I didn't want a glass. I wanted a bottle because all three of us were drinking it. So I said, oh, you've got all the other wines by the bottle and by the glass, but the Chateau Minuti you haven't got by the bottle. So he said, oh, I'll go and check. And he came back and said, we don't sell that by the bottle. I was like, but you do by the glass. Yes, you can have a glass of it, but you can't have a bottle of it.
I mean, I've never heard that. Or you get it the other way round lots of times, that you can only buy wine by the bottle, but you can't buy it by the glass. But I've literally never heard that you can only have a glass of something and not buy a bottle. That doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense whatsoever. So we had a glass and then went somewhere else.
And where we went was Maya Garden. And wow.
Very impressed. Now, they did have a grand opening party. We didn't attend.
You had to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
£75 a head.
But I think you got lots of food and things like that.
Yeah.
But that said, what a setting.
Yeah, we loved it. I mean, it's a massive place. So we were sort of concerned that it would look too big and, you know, there wouldn't be enough people there and therefore it always looks empty. But actually they had a certain section which wasn't open.
Because they haven't got enough staff.
Yeah.
But at least they did something about it. They didn't.
It was fine. So they'd only open certain sections depending on how many people they've got, which makes perfect sense. So it looked busy. It was buzzy. There was a belly dancer that came out that was really entertaining. The staff were really nice and efficient. We had some Parmesan truffle chips that were delicious. That's like one of our favourite things.
Lovely. And you had a cocktail, didn't you?
Yes, we had a Hugo.
What did I have? A glass.
You had a glass of...
Oh, they had a glass of Whispering Angel.
Yeah, nice to get that by the glass. That's very unusual.
Yeah, I mean, it's €10 a glass, but it was very nice.
Yes. Definitely want to go back for food. We had a look at the menu and it looks lovely. And
we got some entertainment while we were there as well.
I just said that.
Okay.
Here we go again.
I think I was thinking of something else.
You probably. Story of your life.
Have you told them about the entertainment?
Yes, I have told them about the entertainment. Exercise. You've been going for it this week, haven't you?
I have. Well, I did mention last week my chair exercises.
How's that been going this week?
Very well. I've been doing it. I've managed to find a bit more a solid surface so that the chair doesn't sort of go with me.
Good.
But I've kept it up every day. That sounds rude, doesn't it?
And the exercise.
I've managed to do the exercises every day and I'm feeling good for it. And so much so that we went out on Friday night, but Saturday I got up and I was awake and I thought, what shall I do? So at 8 o'clock, I donned my shorts and my trainers and went out for a 5-kilometre jog.
Wow. I was so impressed. I woke up, you weren't in bed, I went downstairs and you looked like death, to be fair.
Yeah, it was hard work.
I was like, you were right? And you went, oh. I went, what's wrong? And you went, I'm just on a 5-kilometre run.
It hurt. I'm still hurting. So I was telling Hannah that I hit the brick wall about 30
Not literally.
Yeah, about 30 seconds after starting. Right, got through that bit. Oh no, I'm not sure I'm going to do this.
Don't say brick wall, you just say wall. Otherwise it sounds like you've run into a brick wall.
Oh, okay.
You just hit the wall.
Hit the wall.
Metaphorical wall.
Yes. And then several other times during the run. But I went through, kept running, and each time I just decided, no, keep going. So I did that all the way around, the whole 5 kilometres basically, but I did run the whole lot.
Amazing.
And I got home and died.
Well done. Well done. At least you worked hard before you died.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm dying fit.
And I did some exercises in bed, which when I talked about this on Men Talk this week sounded rather rude, but you weren't there. That doesn't sound any better, does it? You were at a board meeting and I did 100 sit-ups whilst watching Love Island.
Oh, yes. And then you told me that I should do it when I got in and I got a cramp.
Yes, that was hilarious.
It wasn't. It hurt. Literally, I thought my insides were going to pop out of my outsides. I mean, it was the most painful thing.
You were like,
I literally was on the verge of, I think you're going to have to call an ambulance because I think something's happened.
Something snapped and your lung was going to pop out.
Yeah, it did. It felt like my lung wanted to leave my body.
Okay, well, I'll stick to the bedroom sit-ups and you stick to your 5K runs.
Yes, I think that might be safer.
Okay. Let's have a little look at some articles from the Sur in English this week. I read that Malaga's La Rosaleda Stadium has been selected as a 2030 World Cup venue for the group stage matches.
That's incredible because it means that I might be able to go and see some World Cup football.
Well, you see, I'd like to go too.
Oh, okay. So,
do you want a boys' day?
Oh, thank you. All right, so the lads will be going to watch the 2030 World Cup at the Rosaleda Stadium, very kindly offered by Hannah. So they've got a bit of work to do and they've got to make it into a higher capacity.
Oh, high capacity.
Yeah,
okay.
So there's a bit of work to do there. But yeah, it's great that they're going to be hosting some of these matches. I mean, let's hope it's not, Iran versus Iraq or something. I'm hoping there'll be a bigger game than that there, but just to experience that atmosphere.
I hope the tickets aren't stupidly priced.
They will be, because they always are. What would be amazing would be to go, actually, England, if they're playing there, would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Failing that, Spain, if they're playing there, it would be the most amazing atmosphere.
It'd be great to see.
I mean, we've been to the Rosaleda before. It's the home of Malaga Football Club. Mm. So we've seen Malaga play there. Again, that was a great atmosphere. They have different sections of the crowd, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it was pointing out, they said, that's the Scandinavians over there. And then lo and behold, there's a massive Danish flag flying in there. He said, and that's the Giri section. Giri is a word that they call the English, basically. And yeah, you could hear them all singing in the other court. So yeah, it's a great atmosphere. It's really cosmopolitan. Talking of stadiums, the stadium in Seville, the football stadium there, which was due to host the Davis Cup tennis, and it's called the Billie Jean Cup now. It used to be called the Fed Cup. They are the big sort of international tennis tournaments, but because they're going to get the Seville Stadium ready for the World Cup as well, they've had to move the tennis to Malaga. So Malaga will now be hosting both the Davis Cup finals and the Billie Jean Cup finals in November, I believe that is. So that's another consequence of the World Cup, but Malaga gets to benefit from that as well.
That's really good. That will bring a lot to the area as well.
Certainly will.
Talking about bringing a lot to the area, an article this week that quite a few people shared online was about a customer who paid an eye-watering €50,000 for a bottle of champagne in Marbella.
Yep, sorry about that.
It was in a restaurant nightclub venue called Momento, which is part of the Mosh Group. It's on the Marbella Golden Mile. It was a limited edition Methuselah. Is that how you say it?
I
always thought it was Malutha. That's how I...
No, that's fish.
I know. I wrote
Large bottle.
Large bottle of cod. Methuselah, which basically is 6 litres. It was a Dom Perignon Brut Luminous Phantom, it's called. So it kind of lit up. If I was paying 50 grand, I'd want it to do a lot more than light up. I'd want it to sing a song, do a dance and go, "You look lovely this evening, Hannah." So it was to a group of 6 friends. So they basically would have had, assuming they were all drinking it, a litre of champagne each.
It's insane. I mean, I love champagne, and it sounds a bit up your own bottom when you say things like that, but I prefer it to Cava, I prefer it to Prosecco. It's just that I prefer the flavour of champagne.
Would you pay 50 grand for it, though?
Definitely not. If I had, but then it's all relative, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Let's be honest. We don't have a spare 50 grand for a bottle of champagne. Yeah. If we had billions and billions, which I'm assuming these people didn't have billions, but...
Yeah, but they haven't been saving up for 5 years to buy a bottle of champagne either. It would have been spare change. So when you're in that sort of level, it's all relative. You know,
I'd still like to think, even if I had loads of money, that I would be aware that 50 grand on champagne is ridiculous. But who knows? It's really impossible to say, isn't it? Because we've talked a lot about this on the radio. You know, would you spend 5 grand on a handbag? Would you spend... And it... My stomach... Can you hear it?
Your stomach?
Yeah.
I was about to say, what's going on? I think there's an earthquake.
My stomach.
And it's your stomach.
We haven't had breakfast.
Because you're talking about champagne. I think we might have to change that. Hannah will spend 50 grand on a bottle of champagne. Clearly her body is saying, yes, I want it.
Yeah. It is all relative. I think spending 5 grand on a handbag is ridiculous. But if I had a lot more money, then maybe it wouldn't be.
No, exactly. Well, let's be honest. You have had designer sunglasses. You have got designer bags. So compared to some people, you spending whatever it is on those could be obscene to other people.
Yeah, it is all relative.
And we're not talking like, thousands or hundreds. We're talking the lower end of the hundreds, but still, to some people, that they might see that as completely the other end of the scale. So
definitely.
It is relative.
It is. Even so, I can't imagine spending 50 grand on champagne.
No.
But who knows?
Even if your body wants it.
Even if my body wants it. Malaga Airport is now back to normal after 20 flight delays and 9 cancellations after this global IT failure that happened the other day. I've seen some funny memes about people, my first day at Microsoft didn't go so well. I think I pulled a plug out the wall or something.
But basically, this whole collapse started with a Windows update failing.
That's nuts, isn't it?
A Windows update managed to bring down the entire world, basically. But when you look a bit deeper, what this is, the company behind it, or that caused it, they are a cybersecurity company. And this software is embedded in lots and lots of programs, software programs. And we're talking about government and official programs here. We're talking about the air traffic control systems and the bank systems. And we're talking about IT systems. We're talking about, official electricity grid systems. So they have this cybersecurity in there, obviously, to look out for anything suspicious because they're all susceptible to espionage. Because it's in all of these softwares, it brought everything down. The only country that didn't go down was China.
Really?
And that's because China don't use this cybersecurity company. And sorry, that wasn't a conspiracy to say China did it. I'm just saying they don't use this particular software, and so they were safe.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, how much of an effect that had.
So when they say we must go cashless, up yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Suddenly, that's another thing I saw online. They were saying to people, I'm sorry, we can't take card, we need cash, after people trying to go the other way. It was also lovely to see in the So in English a big article about Good Morning Spain TV show and our move to the Hard Rock Hotel for the summer season.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
It was lovely to see that local media are getting good press in local media.
Yeah, it's true, because it doesn't always happen. It's really nice for us all to be supporting each other in the media, in local media.
Especially when you're in such a small environment. We're in a small place, really. It might seem that the Costa del Sol is this huge space in the south of Spain, but it's not. It's like a village.
Yeah, because often, with advertisers, there's a few magazines, there's a few radio stations, and people are sometimes kind of vying for the same clients in terms of advertising. But even so, there's no need for there to be any kind of beef as long as everybody treats each other with respect.
Exactly. That's our motto for today. Treat each other as you would treat other people. No, that's not right, is it? Oh, just treat each other with respect.
Yeah. Shall I remind you of that when you're rude to me later?
Shut up.
So yes, congratulations to Nicole King and the whole team at Good Morning Spain. Thank you to Hard Rock Hotel Marbella for hosting us. We're loving being there. And we did a whole Oh, Christ.
What's the matter with you today?
Sorry.
It's because we're early today, that's why. She's not woken up yet.
I haven't had my champagne yet. We did a whole photo shoot. They filmed the beginning of what's it called? The
intro?
Yeah, the intro to the show. So we had a photographer there and we had the film crew and yeah, it was really cool.
Well done. And congratulations. Good Morning Spain TV.
Well, that's it from us. That concludes episode 20.
20.
It is goodbye. Oh, what?
21 next week. We're 21
We're 21. It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.
Goodbye. This podcast is recorded at the studios of Talk Radio Europe on Spain's Costa del Sol.